Hello everyone, this is Pamela from Design Wishes by Pamela, here to share with you a tutorial on how I made the Flight 2715 notepad holder last month. I don't actually have the finished product because if you recall, I made the notepad holder for a silent auction fundraiser that my husband's school was doing for their fall festival. So some lucky person won the actual completed project. However, that is not going to deter us from making it. I did take copious photos while I was making it, and I'm glad I am able to share it with you today. So once again, I used the beautiful papers in the Flight 2715 paper collection from Kathy King and Dee Dee Catron from Paper Phenonmenom. The papers in this collection are absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Kathy and Dee Dee did a phenomenal job with this paper collection. Not sure if it's still available for you to purchase. If you did get a set, then you can certainly make this project with it, along with the flight bag that I will be also putting a tutorial out there for you to get your hands on a little later. But anyway, this is the paper collection that I use for the notepad holder. The notepad was a donation from a parent in my husband's class, so I didn't have control on the size of the notepad. However, I was fortunate enough to find this notepad at my local discount home goods store. So it was only like $2.99. But I was really excited because the reason why I liked it, it complements the Flight 2715 paper from Kathy King and Dee Dee. So anyway, this notepad measures 8 1/4 by 5 1/4. Now, depending on the notepad that you use, you'll need to adjust your measurements to fit that notepad because there's a width involved here as well as the length. There's a depth, width, length difference. So this one is 8 1/4 by 5 1/4, and this is what I'm using today. You will need a sheet of chipboard, medium weight chipboard. I like to use the Graphix chipboard. I'll put a link in the description box to the Graphix. You'll need 2 pieces cut down to 5 1/4 by 8 1/4, which is the actual width of the notepad. You'll need, for your bottom flap, you will need a piece that is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. That's your bottom flap. And then you'll need 2 pieces of chipboard that are cut down to the depth of your notepad and the width of the notepad. So it would be 5 1/4 by the depth of your notepad. So and actually it's going to go on this end and the bottom end. So the way it will look when we're done is we'll have our top flap here. We'll have our spine. Essentially, this is your spine. Then you'll have your base piece here. Let me put that up a little higher. You'll have your base piece here. Then you'll have your notepad on top of the base piece. Okay. Let me see if I can raise my camera up a little bit more here so you can see the whole project. A little crooked. And then let me scoot this up. So you have your top spine, your base piece, your notepad will sit on there. Then you'll have a piece here at the bottom. That's your other spine, your bottom spine. And then you'll have your flap, and that'll go up this way. But these are all the pieces that you need to cut out of your chipboard. So there you go. Then what you're going to need is some medium weight cardstock. And when I say medium weight, I'm actually using a textured paper. This is either Basil or American cardstock, I think, paper, but it is a little bit thicker than what you find like at Michael's Recollection. So I'm guessing something above a 65 pound. And the reason why is we're going to be putting some pockets on here, and they're going to be our outside flaps. So you want something a little bit more substantial. So 80-pound cardstock would work really great. Anyway, you'll need 2 pieces, and these pieces are cut down to, let me see here. I should have measured these before, but I didn't, so pardon on that one. These are cut down to 6 by 8 1/4, and then you're going to score at 1 inch and then a 1/2 inch on both. So 6 by 8 1/4, score at 1 inch and score at a 1/2 inch on each one, and then round your corners. Okay, that's what you need for the flaps. You're also going to cut 2 pieces of cardstock out of that heavyweight material, because I try to do this project so you're not wasting a lot of paper. And you're going to cut that paper down to 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. So you need 2 pieces, 5 1/2, 3 3/4, and then you're going to score that a 1/4 inch on 3 sides. So you're scoring a 1/4 inch here, a 1/4 inch here, and a 1/4 inch here on 3 sides. You're going to need 2 pieces of the designer paper for your front and back covers. They're going to be cut down 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. That's for your front and your back flap. You're going to need 2 pieces of the designer paper that is cut down to 5 by 3 3/8. 2 pieces, one for the inside flap, bottom flap, and one for the outside bottom flap, whatever you choose for that. You're going to need 2 pieces of designer paper for your outside flaps, and those are going to be cut at 8 by 4 3/4. One for the right left flap, one for the right flap. 2 pieces of those. You will need to cut 2 strips of chipboard that are going to go on those little skinny spines. Now, it just really depends on how you want to mat your spine. You don't have to mat your spine, but these are approximately, really tiny. I think these are a quarter inch by 5 1/4. You need 2 of those. And for got lots of pockets. So for your pockets, the inside flap pocket, so there's your top piece. This is going to be the inside. You're going to, if you do it exactly like the project I did an off-kilter pocket. I like off-kilter pockets. I think they're really fun. So you'll need 3 pieces of paper. It does not have to be doesn't have to be a particular length of paper or width of paper, but the length should at least be 5 1/4, the width of the top flap. And the reason why is you want that to be flush. So I mocked up a sample here so to show you how I did it, but you'll also want another scrap piece of paper that will cover here as well, and that is up to you. We're going to leave these sections open so that we have a pocket, 3 pockets. And then this piece would be some designer paper of your choice. So that's what you need for that. And then certainly you need 2 pieces of paper for your matting on your pockets that we're going to do on the side. And these pieces measure 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. You need 2 of those, and that's going to go on top of our pocket piece that we have here. Okay. And then it's totally up to you how many mats, photo mats you're going to do, how many note card mats here. These larger ones right here are going to be on my flaps on the outside. And so they are measuring 4 3/4 by 5 1/2. These are measuring 4 3/4 by 4 1/4. This black one is 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. So, and then there's 2 of the white ones that I had already said there. Okay. The other thing that you're going to want to do is in the Flight 2715, Kathy has done a great job at providing lots of cut aparts. I chose this cut apart because it matches the paper here. But if you have the Flight 2715, you can choose whatever one you want. You want to fussy cut that. And because the back of the paper is white, I just took some black soot and I distressed the edges so that I get a nice black edge. And you don't see any of the white when you put that together. So you'll need that piece or whatever you choose, or you can use your tab punch. All right. The other thing you're going to need, you need 4 pieces of construction strips. Now, everybody who knows me knows I don't use construction strips a lot. What I use is this mailing tape. And you've all seen it probably, if not in my videos. I use the mailing tape. Today I'm not going to do that just because of time on the tutorial. But you'll want to cut 4 strips of cardstock, 1 inches by 5 1/4, and you're going to score it in half, and then you're going to add your adhesive, whatever adhesive you like. I used score tape, and then you want to make sure you burnish your fold and you burnish your score tape down on that, or if you're using tape, really well. You can use liquid glue if you like, and that's what's going to adhere to our spine sections. There's tiny little pieces and or 2 larger chipboard pieces. I think I have covered, and obviously you'll need some type of ribbon. And this is the ribbon that I'm using right here, but you could use whatever ribbon you would like. So let's go ahead and get started.